You know how here's the thing, man. You know what it is? I have way more this is just growing up. I have way more respect now for real people, like people who work real jobs whose businesses are open on Saturday. Because that's pretty rare in the modern world. Unless you're like a restaurant or a retail outlet. Like we had to update our insurance. We made an appointment to do it on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We went in and we did it. And there should have been like a tip option on the card reader. Like you didn't have to be here on a Saturday. You were here on a Saturday to make my life easier, and I appreciate that. Like here's an extra 10% or whatever. But every other real business that you have to interface with, like, sorry, like we had an important appointment today. You can't just ask like, accountant, would you like to meet Sunday afternoon at 2:30 p.m.? I understand how it is. So the streamer always has to change their schedule. It's very hard being a streamer. It's probably one of the hardest jobs in the world in some aspects. You got to take time off for the dentist. I know that's insane to me. What percentage of like half days do you think are for dentist based purposes? I bet it's like 25%. Because if people are going to be sick, they're going to take a whole day. Or if they have like a lot of stuff to do, they're going to take a whole day. A half day is like the domain of a dentist or a doctor's appointment. There must be like 25% of half days are for dentists. That's crazy. But then one of my friends is a dentist. I'm always like, I go to the dentist, but I'm like, fuck the dentist. The dude has the easiest job of all time. The dental hygienist does all the work, and then the dentist comes in and asks me if I floss. He's like a lie detector test, but only for whether or not I floss. He already knows the answer. Why are you even asking? But then my friend is a dentist, and he says, like, who would have thought? From the outside looking in, it's not as easy as you would think it is. He says he's got to work a lot of hours because he works at like a corporate dentist office, so they got to pay like fees into the combined accounts. It's not like in the old days you would just own your own practice or something like that, and it would be like, this is Dr. Bob's Dentistry. Nowadays, they're all called like, it's Leaf Hill Dentistry, and it's owned by some private equity corporation, and the dentists are actually getting crushed under the boot of capitalism as well. I didn't know. I didn't know the dentists were allies. I had no idea. Sounds like he's not a good dentist. I mean, he's 34. I think 34 is pretty young. I mean, as a dentist, you don't even really become like a dentist until you're like 28 or something like that, right? So what's crazy about being like a urologist? I think you graduate from, with your bachelor's degree, then you go to medical school, then you do your specialization in urology. You graduate and you're like 35 years old, and then you retire when you're 50. So we only get like a couple of years of seasoned urologists. I want a 49-and-a-half-year-old urologist if I ever have to see one. I don't want one who's 52 because I know he's got one foot out the door. And I don't want one who's 36 because I might be his first patient. It might be the first time he's ever seen one like mine before. I don't want that.